There used to be a PSA about the Loud House about texting and driving the year before it was supposed to release. It was first seen in 2015, if you couldn't read the title, which I could. It was aired on Cartoon Network to scare people away from Cartoon Network. However, Cartoon Network realized what it was and realized it wasn't for kids. Despite it not having a lot of gore, it had blood and a death. It spooked people, and they changed it to either Nickelodeon or Disney Channel. And the strange thing is, however, it also aired on Disney Channel, since they thought owning Mickey Mouse wasn't enough. By the way, there's going to be a Mickey Mouse horror movie in 2024, I hope, so I'll definitely be seeing that. I guess Nickelodeon wanted to also scare people away from Disney Channel to Nickelodeon, the only place it never aired. It was only found on 5/24/15. It was aired once and it was banned forever for traumatizing kids with the fear of driving, causing multiple phone calls about that. I can picture the phone calls now. It would have been like, hello, Disney Channel speaking? Yes, like, my kid's, what was her name? Like, Leslie, Potato Chip, the name's not important. You scared my kid from driving. You better take that PSA out or prepare to get sued. Click. Something like that, maybe. Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network had enough of Coles and pulled it out the air. They tried to make kids stop fearing cars by making an episode crossover similar to that one episode crossover from the 90s about cars being cool. Go and try to at least do whatever they can, even if that meant removing the Loud House off the air for half of the year of 2016. It was a big scandal, actually, and it made its way to NBC, where they stirred up fears of Loud House and urged a boycott of Nickelodeon for that year. They did, and by that, the kids stopped having the fear, and when they watched the Loud House, they forgot all about it by then. But they do get this strange feeling when they see Lori driving, but they ignored it, so they stopped airing PSAs other than that breakfast one. Anyway, enough with this, let's go into it. The PSA. It started with Lori and Lincoln driving across a bridge. That was fun, Lincoln said happily. I agree, it was literally the most fun I ever had, Lori responded. Then, after 13 seconds of talking about how much fun they had, she got a text on her phone. She somehow ignored the fact she was driving and crashed when they got out of the road and smashed into a tree. Blood splattered from Lincoln. Luckily, Lori survived. She was happy she survived. Her shirt was a bit torn, same with Lincoln's. She then noticed the mess he made on the road. She started to fear what Lynn Sr. would do to her because he basically wrecked the van, aka she definitely did. Then she noticed Lincoln's body in the wreckage. She panicked and grabbed Lincoln out of fear. Lincoln! Lincoln! Wake up! Lori yelled in fear. Tears were streaming at this point. She realized Lincoln was not waking up. Blood poured from his back. Lori screamed in fear. It then cut to the Loud sisters, except Lori watching the news. It then cut to the car crash point of the news. Lori wasn't there, but in her room. The sisters couldn't help but cry when the news said that Lincoln was dead. He died? Lana yelled. Apparently so, Lan responded in a joking manner, causing her to be sent to her room as punishment. It then cut to a black screen. After 7 seconds of that, it faded to a funeral with Lincoln's friends, his sisters, the students who were in his class, and relatives of Lincoln. Crying noises could be heard from everywhere. Heck, I even heard it behind me. It was like I was there, but I ended up crying in the end because Lincoln was my favorite Loud character. It then faded to a blue screen and a Filipino text that read, Ay kung hindi lang siya nag-text habang namahagol bak ka pa siya. And then simply cut to copyright Nickelodeon 2015 before fading to black for 8 seconds before cutting to another commercial break. I translated it, and it translated to, Oh, if only he didn't text while driving, then maybe he would have still been alive. I'm having a heart attack because I'm so sad. After the PSA. Yes, I cried, if you couldn't tell, even though I said I cried. I then noticed it was spread onto a small portion of Loud House fandom because only a certain amount of people got it. I was one of them. However, 45 minutes after I witnessed the PSA, I heard the same crying noises for at least 23 seconds before fading away. Every hour after the 50, I heard it for 23 seconds. After me hearing it 5 times and getting sick of it, I yelled stop at the noise to hope it worked. It did, luckily. To this day, I will never bring it up. Ever. I still like the show, however.